Welcome in. Pile selection is here. I was in such a different energy and immediately, I don't know, switch up. Okay, that could be relevant. For a lot of you, this reading could pertain to something that has kind of flipped on its head, or you suddenly have a new perspective, or this reading will call in a new perspective. Okay, so pile 1, 2, and 3. And I will also get some cards for each of them, but you can choose from there and go straight to the reading if you so desire. And if you so do not desire, then let's get a card. Pile number 1. It's way more energetic here than I thought it would be. Or maybe that's the energy I'm calling in. Maybe that's the energy you're being guided to call in. Yeah, that's it. I feel like those of you in the collective, we can do that and that. Those of you who are in this collective mini reading at the start, I want to say it's difficult until it's not. And that you can decide to be uplifted if that is the energy that you're wanting to be in. Some of you may feel like you're bogged down by... Okay, it varies. Some of you may feel bogged down. Now I'm looking at my cute little hedgehog bandana thing. And... I feel like some of you may be like curling up in that protective ball of the hedgehog. Yeah, now I'm seeing the happy one. It's like you're kind of in hiding mode, but you're so ready to be in open mode. And it may be disorienting, or like not disorienting, it's like you don't expect to be ready so soon, I feel like, but you are. You're ready to be happy. It's kind of just like a mental projection, a mental constraint that you're believing that you can't already be free or can't already feel liberated. And now that I'm speaking in this energy, I'm starting to get like choked up. So there's a call for a big release, and I feel like you just getting that confirmation that it is okay to let go if that's what you want. If that's what you want. I think it's like you just need to hear that you're ready, and it's okay. It's okay to be ready. It's okay to want freedom. It's okay to have freedom, to feel free, to free yourself. And it's also okay to let all the emotions flow that want to flow. Yeah, there's a call to accept everything that you're feeling, because I feel like some of you may be not wanting to accept the lighter feelings, like the feeling that you can be happy. It's like the feeling that you know what will bring you happiness. And maybe you're just afraid of other people's perceptions of that, of your experience. But I don't feel like that's necessary to hone in on. It feels more like simply returning to the remembrance that you really can be in the energy that you know you're ready to be in. I'm told we put that back. Okay, what is 2? I'm really curious what that message is going to be now. Or this one. They both feel interlinked but in separate ways. Yeah. Some of you here just... you're interlinked but in separate ways. Okay, 3. Okay. And this is the collective, yeah. This is Bosson from Sket Dance. It just looks like that feeling of being in the hedgehog curled up, because Bosson is not usually a baby, so these are clothes that are too large for him. It's like I feel like you're pretending that you're only so small when your cloak, your aura is ready to hold all of you. Like your clothes are far bigger than what you're pretending to be. I feel like there's a more straightforward way of wording that. Doesn't want to come through at least. And I shall honour that. Okay, let's look at what these cards want to say. So pile 1 is Rapunzel from Tangled. How far? I think that sound is significant for pile 1. And Kanata from Kanata no Astra. Or I think it's Astro Lost in Space. Shi-san from Rojika Torakase. Where does that want to go? He can come down, that's fine. What's the message in that? It's like the huge one that can come down too. This one is like something about placing below. Interesting. Okay. And pile 3 is Lifeline from Apex Legends. Okay. I'm gonna do some more sound healing a little bit. And then we'll get into the piles. It's like stopping at a really weird point. It's like, yep, that's done, but it's so weird that it's done. Yes. It's just like one tap of closure. And boom! New life, new reading. Time to go. And time to drink tea first, actually. From my big jug. Ah, tasty. Cool. Okay. On to pile numero 1. Where do we put you? Okay, welcome in pile number 1. The first thing I'm seeing with the 2 cards that came from the pile selection part is one wanting freedom and one crossing their arms at that. Which is really interesting because this character, Kanata, is flying through space, experiencing new planets, which is kind of, in my eyes, like as free as you can be. Except, and now I'm seeing like as free as can be, and Rapunzel is locked in her tower, like the least free. But I was seeing her as as the epitome of freedom, finding one's freedom. So they feel like they're switched. It's like there's a sense of learning from this breakup, whatever stage of it you're in. I'm getting confirmation with this notes. The current stage you're in is learning from one another. But it's not necessarily learning to embrace what they are or what they aren't. It's simply recognizing what their presence, what their current energy is triggering within you. It feels like you might have a dynamic of push and pull, like one wanting to leave but the other holding them down, but then also the complete opposite of one being held down and that almost creating the wanting to leave. So there's mirroring energies, but they're like flip-flopped. It's like both of you have the same internal struggles that play out, but they play out in opposite ways. And I think you recognize this. You can see what the triggers within both parties are. But it doesn't seem to put a halt to the conflict. It could also be that both of you are either apart and want connection, or both of you are together and want separation. But there's something of like a disconnect, like when one of you is wanting freedom, the other is wanting connection. When one of you is wanting connection, the other is wanting freedom. So I'm going to get some more cards surrounding this. I feel called to show this notebook that I brought in. So flowers could be significant. Also, it just makes me feel like healing. And the healing comes in when it's like both of you are on guard. It's like Rapunzel is carrying this frying pan. I feel like I really wanted to say that in a serious tone, or that's how it was going to come out, but then I heard myself saying like she's carrying a frying pan, and I feel like that's the attitude to have towards. I heard this conversation. It's I wouldn't quite call it humor, but it's bringing a lightness of heart. It's putting down the frying pan, uncrossing the arms, and allowing what be to be, allowing what is to be shared, as opposed to blaming what you're feeling on the other in a victim way, seeing it more as an opportunity for directing your own life in the way that you're wanting it to go. Both of these characters are very independent, and yet they are always seen working with others. It feels like a natural talent of yours is being highlighted through the dynamic that you're currently experiencing. There wants to be a little bit of a call to breathe and release the tension you're feeling. You may be feeling quite on edge, like you have your goal and you're set on getting it, except it's not so much set on getting it from a a gentle space of allowing yourself to be led there. It's more of like you're really afraid of not being able to get it if you let your guard down. And there's a call to question where that fear comes from. What part of you doesn't trust yourself to take the loving steps when you're vulnerable? How can you allow yourself to feel more at ease and to allow yourself, I feel like, more grace and more time to process what you're experiencing? You may feel like you need to rush into something, and I'm seeing it more like a conversation. You're feeling like you have to rush into the conversation, otherwise it won't get done. Or you will lose hope again, or you'll lose that like click of clarity that you found. But there's a call to relax into where that clarity even came from in the first place, which was an inner knowing, an inner direction, an inner sight of what is possible and what you desire, what you are wanting to create, what you are wanting to shed, what you are wanting to embrace. And I heard the word instead. I feel like the healing that's being called in for you isn't so much about what to do, because I feel like with a couple of deep breaths, you already know what you want very clearly. But I think that your healing comes through recognizing that you can't lose that. And thus you can be gentler along the way. Yes, with them, but more so with yourself. It doesn't have to be as difficult because you recognize that the truth in your heart is okay as it is. And that that's not something that you'll lose. I'm being reminded now of Rapunzel always having the draw to the lights, and the lights come cyclically. They come every single year without fail. You always have your lights to guide you. And maybe a little Pascal buddy chameleon on your shoulder, whispering to you and maybe protecting you against some malevolence outside of yourself, whether you see those parts or not. And I just saw a little gnat fly by, which takes me now to Kanata flying through space. And I'm really being drawn to his hair, how it goes in all directions. And that's bringing me back to that message of freedom. One party here really, they desire expansion in a way that isn't tied down to any one way of being. There's a message that wants to come through that in a card. I just heard or saw it was beside your foot all along. And then I just saw someone like kicking someone's foot really gently. Kind of like saying you were able to fly the whole time. Except I was trying to say walk, but I guess the sense of flight wants to be brought in here. Okay. More about this message of freedom. And when I said one of you for this message of expansion, I think it's both of you. It just might look differently. It might also look the same. Power. Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna leave play at the bottom too over here. And I'm gonna read this and then I'll put it back, I think. If you look at the right way, the word at could have significance. If you look the right way, you can see that the whole world is a garden. Yeah, that just goes so much with that sense of freedom. And that could also be both of you feel very connected to each other on a soul level, and yet you also both recognize that there's more out there. There's someone more, there's something more. And that while beautiful, you are just one of the flowers in the bouquet or in the garden. I was trying to think of like a name for loads of flowers. Other than a flower bed. Bed could have significance too. I'm unusually picking up lots of letters, I feel like, for you. Lots of letters. Yeah, it's like lots of small things. Like with the hair, I was seeing all the spikes go in different directions, all these possibilities. I feel like there's a sense that both of you are holding on to each other or holding on to something within the dynamic, from a sense of fear that there's not more, fear that you won't be led somewhere brighter or somewhere just as bright but different. You won't be led. You're afraid that you are all you have. And what you do have is beautiful. I can feel a deep soul connection here. Or I don't want to say soul connection in that it's like soul family even. It very much could be, but it's more a sense of just both of your souls see each other and recognize each other as friends, or as you just, it's both of you see each other and recognize each other, full stop. And I think the beautiful thing that you can both take away is that remembrance of that heart connection, of that sight, knowing that wherever you are, you always have someone in mind that has the capacity to see that much of you. And yet that's not all there is to the garden. Okay. And the inside says, adopt the pace of nature, her secret is patience. But I'm being drawn to how dragonflies, I heard something like their time in the sun. Dragonflies go through like a sudden rebirth, or that's how I'm being made to feel. And that goes with the collective message at the start too, something sudden. I kind of want to keep that there. So the immediate thing I saw with the grizzly bear was, well, I'll read it because I feel like that's just important. Grizzly bear, power. I'm indestructible. I need to read that again because that, or like pause. I feel like that's what it's calling you to do too. Pause with that energy of I am indestructible. And you might want to take that in a slightly different way, focused on your heart. Like, my heart is indestructible. It just started raining outside, or it was already raining, but this time I heard it because the wind pushed it onto my window. Ooh. And for some of you, there's a sense of this is the time, or this time. This may have been a connection that was on and off a lot because we already spoke about that push-pull dynamic, and the both of you feel seen by each other, and yet you also both always have this calling to be elsewhere, or calling for something more. It gives me the energy of like two kindred souls who want to do exactly the same thing, but in a whole other country to one another. Or a whole other planet. Or taking that the other way, like you want to be in the exact same place, or taking the exact same approach to something, but that something is different. There's a key point here that always seems to be that I heard that twist, or that that point that always makes you remember, makes you see again, or makes you walk away, makes you choose to say no, makes you want something else. There's a little bit of a sense of, is this the last time, or is this really it? And I think that thought excites you. Maybe a bit scary, maybe there's such a serenity that I'm feeling though. Like, you're so ready. My behind my shoulders are starting to fill with energy. Like, I'm ready, I'm so ready for this. And my heart feels like it's opening. But not in like a close to home opening, more in like a my heart is filling my entire body kind of way. Like, this is what it's like to live, to really live. I feel like there may have been a bit of a sense of finding home within one another, or recognizing your heart as being so tied with the other, and this feeling that you love, that you crave, I think that's the feeling of your heart being completely your own, filling up your whole body, not coming from elsewhere, but coming from yourself. And I think with that sense, you find so much liberation that all that heart feeling, there holds no malice towards one another. Because it feels like at times there may have been anger, frustration at each other for being the source of dis-ease. And I think this is bringing home a truer remembrance of what you really mean to one another. And I think it's maybe a little bittersweet, but not really bitter in like a harsh way, more just in a like melancholic way. You're remembering that you love each other, I think. Yeah, I think when you remember you love each other, and that's what this was all about to begin with, that's when you can finally let go. And it's not letting go because of any distortion, it's letting go because you can. Because you both want that. And to live with that love wherever you go, it feels like what you've wanted for a long time. What you've both wanted. That freedom to be yourselves and to hold the other in your heart, but to not have that heart be them or be rolled around, strung around by them. Yeah, you're remembering your own heart, and that heart remembers them. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. Some of you might want to screenshot that. Hibernation. This is also making me think of cycles and the moon. I almost went to do some sound healing then, but my gut told me no, which makes me feel like you may get close to holding on again, but you don't need to fear because you'll always find the way, because you're always being led no matter how, okay, that's what it is. I think you've been afraid of really letting down your guard, of putting down the frying pan or uncrossing your arms, because you're afraid that you're afraid of remembering your love for one another, because you think that that will make it that much harder to leave. So it's like you both know you want to be separate, and so you cling on to reasons why you shouldn't be together from harshness. But when you remember that love, you remember too that that doesn't mean that that love goes away when you go away, when they go away. Something about that is sticking out to me, the way that I felt like I had the perfect exclamation explanation for that. And then when I said it, it's like it didn't really hold any weight. It's like the weight had already been in the decision within my head. It's like, it's the realization within yourself that is really going to hit home. And I think maybe you've been fearing a conversation or fearing a particular interaction, And you'll find that when you have already made the decision within, that conversation is no longer as relevant. It doesn't hold the weight anymore because you're not undecided going in on it. I think that if you are particularly nervous or particularly wanting to avoid it or fearing it, it's because you haven't fully decided. Full stop, you haven't fully decided. But I feel like even listening to this now, a lot of you already have. Feels like not everyone, but there is a sense from everyone that this sentence, "I never give up," is relevant for. I want to say it's okay. Because you already have decided. Within your heart, you know. Yeah, it's just bringing the mind on that same page, but there's no need for fear because even though the mind may take a bit to catch up, the heart chose long ago. The heart knew from the start where this was going, how it would play out, how you wanted it to play out. Nice segue into... So over here we have the dolphin card play. Yeah, that just feels like this is going to be so much smoother of a transition, of a separation, than I think you originally saw it as, or feared it would be. It's like you were waiting for a huge crash, but instead it's like a gentle becoming, a gentle expansion, opening, closing, and opening again. And even if there is a splash, it's the splash of joy. It's the splash of a new day and the maybe part chaotic phases in between the in-betweens, in between the knowing and the unknowing. The unknowing being that infinite nature of expansion that you're both seeking. The going from this is my life to what is my life, to I want this, or from I want this, to now I want this, or now I don't know what I want. Ah, yes, this is good. This is good. There might be something in that. Being able to declare. Yeah, being able to declare. Something about eclairs also, maybe? Or Claire? Clairaudient? Claire's like psychicness. Again, going back to that, you can trust yourself. You'll know the way. You already do know the way. You held the way long ago. Now I'm being really drawn to this hedgehog thing, which is a lavender pouch. And it feels so much gentler than the bandana headband thing. And lavender does also speak to psychicness, vision, higher chakras. But to me, it feels like a easy going. Some of you may feel like you need to jump into the next thing, or you need to know where the next thing or what the next thing is. But this is calling you to come back to that heart of yours that already knows the way. And yeah, I'm being drawn to just the adventure. Both of these cards, there's a strong sense of the journey being what's so exciting. And it comes from I saw it and then I didn't, and I feel like that's what you're experiencing. It's like you may be afraid when you no longer see. And that's calling you again into that sense of trust, of knowing, and of knowing the cycles of life too. There's a lot of energy here. There could be a tendency to overthink. But I feel like you're being, like, reassured, but also congratulated. I'm looking for a better word than congratulated. Admired for how much love you're bringing into this situation, and for how much you're already trusting without fully seeing or understanding. Because I feel like it's an interesting energy. It's like you see fully, but also you wouldn't be able to explain it all. It's like you may know it until you try and see that knowing. And that's calling me back to the flowers again. It's like they all have different perceptions of the same world. They all sense in different ways, and the way they sense the world is then how we sense them. Their perspection. That was like a cross between perspective and introspection. Introspection, they just wanted me to say that. Some of you may fear introspection because you're afraid that you won't find anything. And I heard, but dear one. I didn't hear the rest. But dear one. It's like a rhetorical question that comes next. What's below this? Yeah, owl. Choose to know the truth because you can. I feel like you're afraid not only of that sense of void or a fear that you won't find anything, but maybe more so you're afraid of the truth you will find. Maybe that's coming back again to that feeling of the truth that it is time. And maybe the truth that you won't be coming back to them. Depending on how you view it in this lifetime. Open your inner vision. They're telling me, go back to the start again. Yeah, choose to know the truth because you can. Okay, they didn't want me to actually read the start, they just wanted me to say go back to the start again. You're going back to the start again, and I think that that's what you've both wanted and feared for a long time. And this time you really get to have it. You really get that experience. Because you've learned that you can choose that. You've learned that you get to choose that. Get to experience that. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. I'm finding it really interesting how I keep wanting to do more sound healing, but every time I go to do it, my gut says no, and I don't, but I'm kind of surprised that I don't. And that just keeps feeling like this. It's like, you think, it's like you'll get that impulse. You'll get that impulse to go back to them, to want, because you want them, because you love them, because it feels good. But each time you have that impulse, I see you choosing your gut, choosing your knowing, choosing what the entirety of you is wanting, truly wanting out of life. You're choosing life. This is an energy of letting go of that comfort zone and choosing yourself and what it is that you know that you're desiring, what it is you know that you're made for, made with, or made without. You're going on a seeking journey, and I think that journeying itself is something that you cherish and look forward to and thrive in, thrive on, thrive with. Whiffed? Smell? flowers. Stop and smell the flowers. I think there could be a lot of overthinking with this pile, even though it's like I'm not experiencing that so much, which is what I usually will do with readings. I'll usually experience it myself and then realize that and relay it. But this time it's more like I'm becoming aware that that's how you are, as opposed to embodying it. And I think that's the energy I was going to say you're coming into, but it feels like you've already integrated this far more than you maybe let on, or far more than, there's like a layer that's above it that when that gunk gets cleared, then you'll see just how much you've already integrated of this energy of, what was it I was talking about? I know it came from the going back to the flowers, and then something about overthinking. Stopping to smell the flowers was the like guidance, and it felt like the overthinking is what would stop you from stopping to smell the flowers. There's such a sense of peace here, like there really is no rush. And when you trust your heart, you trust that you are being led by yourself, but by yourself through the experience of your connectivity to all that is, to all that is just a higher, a lower, and other expression of you, of your own guidance system. I've completely forgotten my trail of thought. I do also find it interesting that I feel very like messagey right now, like it's serious, or it feels way more channeling without thinking and more channeling from knowing, which goes so well with your reading of stepping into the unknown, stepping forwards because you know that that's what you want to do, that's where you're being called to, not because you can actually understand it fully. And I think that's part of that gunk. It's like once you take the step, that is taking off the gunk, you'll look back and you'll really understand all that you did. And I think even from this space right now, you already know that. You already know that you'll look back, and you'll look back from a space of lightness. And I kind of saw it like an upper ledge. It's like you're looking back down on the land that you had travelled for a long time, or circled round, or got to know so well. And now you're beginning a whole new ground. And I want to say, like, I was seeing the lower ground as very like dead and fiery. Very cool, but kind of lifeless, or the life was of a very particular kind. And where I saw you on the new land was grass, and I could sense the forests and the like meadows beyond. I couldn't see them yet, but I knew they were there. And flowers. I just heard, oh, the flowers you'll see. Okay, so this dolphin card, play. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. I feel like that sentence is just on point for you. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Because I think it's just the sense of breathing. Like the present is okay. You won't fall. The present is okay. And if you ever find yourself kind of feeling like you're losing yourself, or fearing that you're losing yourself, I feel like it is in a way, but it's not in the way that you've experienced before, or that you're fearing. It's more like a reset of who you are. It's like, I'm getting an image of diving through a tunnel a slide. You know the slides that are like really dark, you can't see as you're going down it, but it's still fun, or that's what makes it so fun. And it's kind of like that, but it's like a spirally one, so it makes your head like go woo, and then when you're finally out, you get that clarity, but you're in a whole other landscape. And that's what this sense that maybe now or maybe going forwards you might experience this. It's like you feel like you're losing grip on who you are. Remember that, again, there's a sense of cycles, or there's a sense of the nature of who you are knows what it's doing. You know what you're doing. Even when your mind isn't in control or doesn't understand the natural flow of control that your body and the essence of who you are is, and the way that you naturally flow. I keep losing like the sentences. It's like I get the first stream and then I forget the second one. And it's just going on and on for you again about how you know the first step to take. And it's okay to not know the second one. Yeah. Dive into your wisdom, go with the flow. Okay, pile number 1. That has been your reading. It ended more suddenly than I expected, but yes. Okay. Have fun on your adventure. Much love to you and namaste. But nah, I'ma not stay, I'ma go. Cool. For anyone here, Roger wants to pop out. I want to say it's like Roger in his tracksuit. Or tracksuits. Track? Suit? 2 things can be the same. Like 2 words can be something completely different together. Oh, that feels like it. 2 separate things together create another separate thing. And what is that new separate thing? And do you like it? Okay. Tea. The joys of water infused with, ooh, like flowers. Or flowers, not like flowers. Let's take away part number 1. Take it away. Okay. Ooh, how do you fit? Let's take you off. Cool. Are you gonna fit there nicely or not? Pile number 2, welcome in. I just heard in my head, well, I said it, or but half said it, and then said, and then didn't say. There's a lot of overthinking in this pile, jeez. Or it's like you say one thing and then you say another and then you say another, and they might not really make sense, or it might be hard to understand, or to get things going, or to get things ungoing. No, to get things going, but it's not necessarily going in a straight line. Okay, one sec. One moment, I need to draw something for you. Let's use pink. I can't even remember the previous thing I was trying to say, but I think it will come back. I feel like I just went like this. So, you think you're doing all the wrong things. You're going in every which direction. Maybe you try one thing and then you try another and none of them seem to work, and you feel like you're doing something wrong, but in the end you end up one straight line home and you're back in the center of who you are and all that you've ever wanted. Okay, that's a nice message to begin. Let me readjust myself. Get into this new energy. Cool. So right off the bat, we had at the intro this crystal being chosen with Shisan, and I'm kind of seeing a very divine sense of relaxation. His hand in his pocket is making me feel such ease and kind of like, go on universe, show me what you got. You may have been through so much, like with all those different twists and turns, and I feel like you aced it each time. It's like, yes, it may have seemed like you were going the wrong direction to others, or maybe to yourself, or just, you know, some perspectives. But you knew that you were doing each direction the way that felt intuitively right to you. And I feel like you're at the final one, or you're just about to be at the final one, or no matter which place you're at, there will be a final one. Yeah, so you're trusting where you're being led, and it's working out great for you. You know within your essence that it's working out great for you, because I feel like you're stepping into, or stepping down into, such a state of ease. I'm kind of seeing like a cave, and you're fine, and you're finally resting. But it's a new sense of rest. It's not necessarily the kind of rest that you might usually lean towards, because it feels more energized than that. It's like, because you allow yourself to rest, you finally have the energy to do. And you're inspired to do. Not necessarily inspired in a deliberate way, or a way that feels life-changing. It just feels like a sixth housey kind of day-to-day. I had liberation. A day-to-day enjoyment. You've come to a lot of peace. This is a breakup reading, intending to be, so you're comfortable. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this would feel definitely like you either have already made up your mind to initiate a closing and you're at peace with that, or you just needed confirmation that that was in alignment, that your gut telling you to leave was right for you, in which case, dozo, there you go. This is your confirmation. But otherwise it feels like for most of you, I would presume this is after the breakup, because you feel at peace, because you feel like it's done. You feel like you're in your own life again. You're enjoying yourself. I'm being really drawn to the hat on his head. It's like it is protected. Or maybe it's solidified. It's like your crown. Your trust in it's like your trust in your own trust. Your trust in your knowing. Because it's not quite over the third eye. It's like higher guidance. Your trust in going where you're led has now solidified to such a stent. It almost made me say stench. Yeah, it's like when something feels off to you, you can smell it 1,000 miles away. 1,000 miles, wow. Yeah, you feel like you're a bit giddy. You're a bit like, haha, I just did that. It's kind of giving me like a, yeah, look at me smile, look at me being all happy, look at me being all me. Woohoo. Yeah, this is a very at peace, happy, going about your day kind of vibe. Let's get more. I'm a little confused, or I'm just not getting something, that's what it is. Because I think that a lot of you may also not be feeling this piece, but it's like hearing that energy and kind of stepping into it internally before it coming might be what this reading is calling you into. Or like that will, I heard cause revelations. Some of you, it will cause remembrances of similar times where you've done this in the past and you're remembering now, oh yeah, that's how great it feels letting go of something you don't like. That came quite strongly, the don't like part. I wasn't expecting to say that. I feel like some of you are really letting yourself just express what wants to be expressed. And it's not necessarily to others, it's just allowing yourself to like be annoyed if you're annoyed, to be giddy if you're feeling giddy. There's a sense of non-attachment and flow and allowing yourself to feel your emotions however they are at the moment, even if you know that you won't be in that always or for an extended period. It's just letting them, it feels like letting it out for the sake of it. Some of you may have also like got to a stage where you're like, it's almost like you were pushed to the brink and now you have lost care, so you're like, okay, I don't really care anymore, so haha, let's just do something fun. Like there's just like a sense of darkness, and because it's got so dark, you're like, okay, let's just like not just flip on the light switch, but let's just bring in the sun, because why not? It's got so dark anyway. Or it's like, whereas maybe in the past, if it got this dark, you may have just like walked into another room that has more windows. This time you're like, I'm just leaving the entire house. Okay, let's get some, I kind of want a them and you. Them is on the right. Okay, interesting. That was quick. This is a great tit. And you on the left? No, more them on the right. Okay. You know, I'm even feeling a bit of like nosiness, cold tit. There's two tits. Interesting. Any more for them? Now, see, I'm curious, are there two sets of tits or are there just two individual tits? Ah! Barn owl carrying a mousey. Ooh, I wonder if the glare is on these cards. I'm not really caring, I'm not going to check. Okay, that's it for this section. But this kind of wants to be in the center. No. Okay. I just heard someone say the cheek. The nerve. I want to read these. These two feel very similar too. Crested lark. Crest made me think of chest. Fieldfare, a large thrush. This is a very erotic feeling side. Okay, left. You, I mean. On the left, grey partridge. Ha! This is kind of hilarious. You know what this is just giving vibes of? Like, they really want you physically and you're not having any of it. Because... or like you're enjoying saying no. It's like it's a feeling of like in the past you would have given in or you would have said yes. There's a feeling of like maybe you would have pitied them. But this time it's like, I'm gonna have to look up this time to make sure you can see it well. I want you to see it. Yeah, I just heard again like you wanted to see tits. What is this message? I feel like I've never channeled something like this before. I love it. Okay. So like, can you see that? It's like a laser from this one's eyes to the throat of the other one. So laser focus. So I want confirmation because I was getting vibes of, I feel like you're just like, you're so free and you're just kind of enjoying the fact that they really want you. someone, like, I kept questioning, like, is this someone new? But I'm being confirmed, no, this is them. Okay, I was trying to, in my head, I was going to say this is someone old, but it didn't want to come through like this is someone older. This is them. I'm hearing this is them. You know who this is. You like knowing who this is. Okay, let's do a fun, light-hearted reading then. Hey, it's not light-hearted. This is what you've needed. This is what you've craved. This is what is a sense of like, I deserve this and I'm going to enjoy this. And it's not a petty way though. My voice feels now protective. It's like, I deserve to say no and I'm going to say no, and that's okay for me to enjoy that. Or it's okay for me to enjoy that. It's like you're enjoying the sense of having boundaries. You're enjoying feeling your own energy, and it's almost like it's not necessarily seeing that they want you. It's more like they might get really like in a fit, or you'll see such a strong reaction from you pulling away that it confirms to you what you had intuitively felt about them. It's giving me the vibe of like, they ask for ice cream and you say, or like they ask for a bite of ice cream and you sense something like it doesn't feel nice, or it just feels off. Your gut tells you no, so you tell them no, and then they like reveal, or I can't see it anymore, but it's like then you find out that they were going to try and take the entire ice cream, not just a bite. It's not that. I had it and now I don't. Okay, let's get another card. Okay. It's like I picked this before I even remembered what it was. And these are toothpaste. I'm giving you toothpaste. Body cards. Let's see. Okay. They came out as soon as I asked in my head. I want to know what they're protecting, like what you are protecting. At the top, eyebrows. Yeah, this isn't like what you're protecting. This is confirmation. It's like, that is what you're seeing things correctly. And I think what you're so enjoying is seeing it in plain daylight. It's like your gut told you something about them, and only when you put in your boundaries did you get to see like physically or more like super clearly, abundantly, like, yes, I was right to do that. It feels like you dodged a bullet, dodged a bigger downfall or something. Really, the first thing that comes up. Boobs. Boobs, butt. Oh, I'm kind of hearing that butt, like, not double T. Oh, double T? Novelty? Novelty. I don't know what that word means enough, but I feel like you can phrase that into a sentence well. Yeah, some of you had like a first thought or instinct of what that meant, novelty, after butt or boobs. What is this reading? Oh, but it's like I'm trying to put like I'm trying to like laugh it off or see it as lighthearted, or was doing that, but it's so much more meaningful than that. It feels like you trusting your heart, trusting that you deserve love, that you deserve true love, to be truly respected. And this energy here just feels like it's showing you that they weren't doing that. Okay, leg. Leg is making me think of something, and I'm kind of seeing like the flick. Oh, and that looks like a heart. Yeah, and that's a flick. Something that you... Yes, exactly. Okay. It's like, I said it looks like a flick when there's just like a tiny flick. And then, and I decided to say that, even though I didn't really know how it was gonna play out, but I said it, and then afterwards I saw a whole other expression of a huge flick. I hope that makes sense. It's just the same energy again of like, you put a tiny boundary in and then they threw a fit around that tiny boundary, and then that's like, okay, yeah, now full boundary up. Now like full armor, full... What's that called? I'm seeing like a castle and you, I don't know, barricade it all up. Okay, feeties and palm. Feeties is making me think of grounding something. Grounding and palm. The other day I thought of like in the palm of my hand, but I don't feel like this time, and yet I felt like saying it. Yeah, it feels like you were tied to something, but it was so like mischievously done that you had to really trust yourself, trust your feelings in order to like call it out, in order to make decisions based off that. Yeah, something felt very like manipulative in an unhealthy way, and it feels like this just feels like such a yes, you were right reading. Like, good job. But like a passionate good job. Like, yes, really own that. You were right. So if they haven't thrown a fit yet and you've put in a boundary, know that they are, or know that they will. And it's like we don't that's their own journey, and that's love in and of itself. But really feel what that is showing you, what it's confirming for you. And allow that to really bring a deep sense of, like, go you. I feel like there would be some really cringy but classic but, I don't know, perfect songs right now for you to listen to. Maybe you feel called to put on a particular Spotify playlist, or I forgot that Spotify is not the only music platform thing. A music playlist, put it on shuffle, and then see what the universe wants to tell you. But not in like a you need to see more. It's like, no, you know that you can move through your eyebrows, through your through your vision. But no, it's your feelings, what you sense. It's a lot. Through your lot. Oh, this card could, I'm also kind of seeing it like they had laser eyes on you, and on your throat, and it looks like you wouldn't see it because you were both looking in one direction, but you did see it, or you caught a glimpse of it. Yeah, it's like that could have happened when you caught a glimpse of their laser eye, and then maybe when you confronted them about it, they tried to gaslight you into believing there was no laser eye. And because it was just peripheral vision, it's like, can I really trust that? And you did trust it, and then they showed you again, like, laser eye full on while you were just standing there. I just feel like saying, like, go love. Wrinkles. Arm. Nose. You were right on the nose about something. These are kind of like looking kind of yellow, like tinted. I don't know if that means anything for anyone, but I think they're not actually. It's like only in certain lights. So yeah, it's just like you're recognizing that they painted you in a certain light. They painted you as like yellower, as like less valuable than you are. And when you really picked it up and saw true light, then you realized, hey, I wasn't yellowing. I was plain white, gorgeous, the whole time. I feel like that's the first time I've said gorgeous for a long time. Gorgeous, you're gorgeous. There's such a like Leonian energy that wants to come through. And I feel like me being like a Saturn sun isn't gonna be, I'm not gonna be the best reader for like celebrating the win you just had, it feels. I do have my Jupiter, which is my chart ruler, in 9th house Leo though, so maybe I am. Neck. Go for it. But also, like, go you. That feels like I just heard that as like, no, I don't need to say it that way. Okay. I don't know, I'm just really happy for you. Let's clear this table. Clear this. I'm gonna call them love. Let's clear this expression of love. And I want to keep him over there. It's like a trophy. And let us D-I? Ding ding dinkity dinkity ding dingle do ding 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 ding, something about a door. I think I want to get cards for like, okay, what's to come? After I close my toothpaste box. I'm so happy that I made a toothpaste box. Directions. There's something about the letters D and I. I got letters for the first pile too. 'Tis a little unusual. Maybe you're also from pile 1 and wanted confirmation. Yeah, maybe some of you were a bit unsure if you could. I heard the word claim this reading, so you know, take that as you will. I'm feeling so like nonchalant in this energy. So Knight of Wands, maybe? Not Knight of Wands, it's more like, I don't know the suit cards enough, but that's okay. It's like a bold energy. Okay, so what's to come? No, we're not wanting what's to come. Okay, what do you want then? What do you want then? What do you want? I want that one and 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 that one. I never do that. I love that. Something that you never do. This is what it's making me think of. 4 of Cups. I almost said 4 of Wands. Okay. Whew, I'm gonna calm down a bit now. You may feel like so energized after this interaction, this whatever. Yeah, that's how you're feeling. You're feeling like whatever. I don't care anymore. I feel like the whole reason this energy is coming through so extreme for you is because you did care for so long. You tended those fruits. Okay. I'm being drawn to the hedgehog. What do you call that? Not bandana. Headband. Hedgehog headband. Yeah, I think that's all it was for. Alliterating. What is it about letters in this video reading? I wanted to call it card then. In this card. Yeah, something you're being handed. Yeah, like the details on it. Because I feel like in the past, you would have taken like the feel of the letters together, like the word, but the word was being presented to you with false letters, or letters in pencil as opposed to pen, or putting the final piece together. Yeah, some of you are still getting to see the real truth of this person that you've let go of, or letting go of, Hierophant. And there may be stuff to do with like legalities, or you're seeing which foot they really presented forwards for you, because it doesn't feel like all the cards were on the table, or that like there's some sort of unfairness, even though there's no justice card here. Is it going to show us? Ah, High Priestess, yes. And it's so interesting that the High Priestess, the majority of it is being covered. This like has never happened to me, I swear. Or at least not that I've noted. It's like, and there's that a few times I feel like in your reading, something that's never happened to you before, or something that has happened to you before but now you're really making it a this will never happen again, or a I'm about to do something I've never done before. Something about like surprising turn of events, or you're surprising yourself. And I think it's like you're allowing yourself to surprise yourself. I feel like it's an unusual thing for you. That's what I'm really getting. It's like I'm getting that you're usually way more like methodological or grounded or thought through, but it's like it feels like they pushed you one too many times, or you're really seeing the truth in their intentions, or in the way they treated you, it feels like. Because I'm being really drawn to the Three of Pentacles being like, and the world is like, it feels like you wanted to give them the world, or you would have given them the world, or you were working for a whole life together, and it feels like you really wanted to build something of substance, to work together, to collaborate, to be one another's support. And it feels like you're realizing, what are you realizing? Yeah, you're realizing that they were covering your sight. High Priestess is all about seeing the truth, but I'm seeing it like particularly with books. Ace of Wands. And the Emperor on the back. High Priestess and the Emperor. It's making me feel, it was kind of like the Emperor was what was distorting the High Priestess. Yeah, facts and logic and control. Okay, there's kind of a lot to this message there. I want to get crystals for you, or maybe runes, which is weird because it feels like I have more to say, but it's like I'm stopping halfway, and that rhymed. There's a lot to say, but I'm stopping halfway, so give me moments, if you want to give me moments. I am in no way pressuring you to give me moments. Yeah, it's kind of like, at this point, you want to come here? Maybe runes. It's more like I want to throw this on the table and see where it lands. Yeah. Okay, I think I didn't actually need anything. Whee! I didn't actually need to do that. I just needed to get the image of throwing something on the table and seeing where it lands. And that goes with the Wheel of Fortune, which is literally like letting fate roll the wheel. Rolling the wheel of fate. Doop doop doo. What was I gonna say? There's loads of moons here. Doing things, yeah, like I wanted to call him a jellyfish then. Squeal? Something about squealing? Ah yeah, that did remind me of the earlier message. It's like, I feel like I need to walk over that. You know when you go out of a room, or that you go to a room to get something and then you completely forget why you went in that room. So you go back to the room you were in, and then once you're back in the room you were in when you first had that thought, that's when you remember what you went into the other room for. That feels like you're tracing yourself back to like the very first heartbreak I'm seeing. It's like the first time they showed you any sort of like sense of distrust, and I feel a little sad because I'm coming across very, or I was getting very riled up or seeing this a little more dispassionately, and I feel like that was the energy you were in, and I want to say the energy you needed to be in order for you to choose love, to choose the graceful option, the one that was of respect. Where did I go? Where did I go? It feels like, where did I go? Okay, that's bringing up too. It's like coming back to that message of you're like clearing. It's very interesting of an expression because it's, yes, it's clearing. It's like fake emotions, or everything is being presented as something else. And I think you're remembering more and more of the times where that was as much. And I feel like you continued to show passion. You continued to show compassion, or to give the benefit of the doubt, or to simply show up, to show love, to forgive, to allow. And I feel like the reason why that turning point brought you to more fierce emotions was so that you could free yourself and really see. I heard like all you were giving into. But I want to bring it back to like a sense of love. It wasn't from I heard the word disloyalty. I feel like you wanted to make this work so much, and you can. I'm getting that image of like, or those words of you continued to show up. I feel like I'm not quite getting the message with like the passion in my voice. I think it's because maybe some of you are really questioning like if you tried enough, which is kind of funny to me because I feel like you put so much effort in. And I kind of get the sense of maybe it's like you put 10 out, or you put 10 effort in and they put 2 in, and then if you don't put in 11 effort when they ask you to put in an extra 1, when maybe they put in an extra 1 to 3 and you say no to that 11, they act, or they paint you in a negative light from that. And I feel like it's like it makes me want to cry, but like fiercely cry, like protectively cry, because like it's not right. Because there feels like such a strong sense of justice here, and I feel like you're being made to feel like you're being painted in a negative light, and that's not the truth. You know how much you cared, you know how much you would have gone, or how much you did go for them, how much you tried, how much you wanted this, and how much they showed you with their actions that they weren't being reciprocal, that they didn't, I heard, have the guts to do the same. But I want to bring in a bit more empathy of They just weren't in that state of being the way you were. And that's not to say that they didn't want that, but it's just to say because of their internal landscape, they probably didn't see that as an option. Being how we all act from certain perspectives that we choose to take on life. And they acted from theirs. Full stop. So I want to say, don't let their idea of life, their idea of you, distort who you know you are. Because this Ten of Swords keeps making me think of like washing away the distortion. It's swords, which is all about the mind, but it's the last of the swords. And with this huge red like cape and all the, I wanted to call them ducks then. Ducks can talk about rebirth and also about emotion. It's like air and water, so this isn't, and especially with it being King of Cups, it really is air and water. Yes, okay, this is it. It's like, again, your emotions were as wise and as steady. They were, it's an energy of you were emotionally faithful. And Ten of Swords is like, they're trying to distort that mentally. They're trying to make you feel as though that wasn't true. You know your emotions. You know what you gave emotionally. You know what you had to give emotionally. I don't mean had to as in like what you were forced to. I mean had to like, although maybe that is true for some of you, not like forced to, but because that would be victim mentality of like you had to, but free will and all that. But what I meant by that was, what was it? You had to give? Had as in like, you know, I feel like you had so much even more capacity to give, but because that wasn't being reciprocated, it's not even like it wasn't being reciprocated, it's just they didn't hold out more cups. They didn't provide the like energetic space for a fluid, oh, it's not like fluid, for an expansive giving, for an expansive love, for a, okay, this is what I want to say. They didn't hold the energy of being able to have a true union with you. Yeah. I feel like you were ready for that, and that's what you wanted. That's what you like clung to, the hope that was promised at the start. Because we see that with the very first card, we had the world. And Seven of Pentacles below that is like, that's what you strived for, that's what you kept working for, and that's, but it's more like that's what you waited for. I feel like they were like, they made you feel like they had so much more to offer than they did, and you waited for that. And I feel like you kept giving or trying to contort yourself in order to find the angle of how you can best be there to bring that out, to have that. It feels like to have that steady love. I'm kind of hearing song lyrics that I don't know. So again, with that message of like, songs could really help you understand this. So you can, the word totally is coming to mind. You can totally put a playlist on shuffle and, or just like see, okay, wait, I'll finish that sentence. You can, ooh, there's something about finishing sentences here. Okay, no, I'm not. So, let me write that down actually. Finishing sentences. Who knows if I'll remember where that actually came from though. So you can put a playlist on shuffle after asking a question. So it feels like this is not something that will, well, it completely could be, but I get the sense that for a lot of you, this feeling of you've done wrong may resurface, and it's like a dull, it's like a Four of Cups feeling of like incomplete resolution, because you can't fully see what went down. It's like it's because the truth is that you did nothing wrong, and I feel like there's this part of you that still believes that you did do something wrong, or that you didn't do enough. Nine of Cups. Or a part of you that still thinks that this is where, or they are where your dream lies, or believes that you can't or don't deserve your dream. Your dream relationship, your dream connection, your dream love. I heard fantasy. So why I'm suggesting the music is because, or just more picker cards on clarity, because, and I would invite you to do readings on like, on, okay, I guess that's not coming out, so follow your intuition. But I want to say, it is within your power to see the truth. And anyone who tries to guilt you into feeling like seeing the truth is not loving is just afraid of power, or afraid of you having power. Love does not fear the truth. Love does not fear other people seeing the truth. Love wants the best for everyone. And clarity can bring you love in this situation, it feels like. Love to yourself. Because I feel like you need to like really ingrain it within your being. That what came to mind was that you're an overgiver. That you, I heard that you can satisfy, because it feels like they weren't satisfied with themselves, and they took that out on you, saying you're the reason why I'm unsatisfied. But it had nothing to do with you. No matter how much you gave, they would never have been satisfied, because that was their wound. It feels like they were holding their cup upside down, and you were continuing to pour yours on top. Boy, is my voice getting passionate in this. Okay, I'm gonna clear this, and then we're gonna get more cards. More cards, more. I want more. Yeah, that's what it feels like they're saying. You're not enough. Give me more. You haven't done enough. But I don't know if it's... Okay, let's get a card on that. What is it through? Because I think my mind kept saying, like, actions. They wanted you to do more. But the King of Cups coming up made me feel like it was about emotionally giving. But they could be tied in. Maybe they are tied in. Maybe that's why it's not coming out. Okay. This one wants to come out. Right at the end. The Hermit. Okay. I heard a click as soon as I said, take that as you want to take it. The Hermit. You know what it's like? The light. Yeah, it's just truth. Seeing the truth with a passion. Death. Full rebirth. That you know you can have. Ah! Cool energy. I love channeling new energies. Yes, that's what you're about to do. Experience new, wonderful energies. And I feel like just the first one to focus on is just the truth, because that feels so good. It feels so good. Unless what? Who said that? Okay. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? It's also like, what do we want to give? What do you want to be giving? You know, I feel like just acknowledging that all you give is perfect and all you want to give is perfect, and that there's someone that will cherish that exact amount of giving to... They'll cherish it so much that that is everything they've wanted. The pure natural you. Did I start that sentence off in a way that I did not finish? Ah, okay, yeah, that was the thing I wrote down. What does that say? Something sentences, not finishing sentences. I think that was just about them, like, them feeling like they promised something, and I don't know how, like, to the T this promise was, like how relayed, how expressive, how much this was said, but it's the energy of they promised something and they continued to not live up to it, or continued to not do it, or say it, or be it, fulfill it. And it again is just that same energy of the not finishing a sentence is the same energy as the writing it in pencil and not in pen. Whew. And I want to say it's okay to feel grief around that, because now I feel like you're feeling more of the loss. I heard like the loss in the friend, or loss in a friend, because it feels like you love them, but you're seeing them more in a truthful light, and that's painful. But it's not painful in a hard way. It feels like you're really embracing it. It feels like that breath. Hey, grizzly bear power. Look at you, Mr. Bear, making your rounds. Okay, and polar bear. There's something about, like, the way I split the deck, that was it, and then done. Splitting up, that was it, and done. Done and dusted. You're back to being yourself. I heard who you came here to be. I want to keep that one out. And Raven, yeah. Death, the end. The end, full stop. I'm indestructible. There's something in the booklet for this, actually. I will succeed. There's something about success and like embrace. Ooh. This feels like the bear of closing, and this feels like the bear of beginning. It feels like new beginnings on the horizon, but what is present or what is being processed through, yeah, there's just a processing going on right now. But it's invigorating, it's nourishing, and I feel like you feel good in this. It's like knowing that there's new life coming is invigorating to know, or it's like a nice back thought. But you feel so like in between what you're releasing and what you're stepping into. Okay. I just want to point out again, grizzly and polar. Polar opposites, solar opposites, sun, yourself. I heard your integrity. I feel like you're really recognizing your integrity. I really feel like I don't like this. I don't like this bear right now. Sorry, Mr. Bear, I do love you, but not now. Because I really want to be in the center with this bear. This bear knows I like this bear. Mystic. Yeah, we're not, do we read him? Yes. Begrudgingly. G-g-g-g. Ah. Power, fearless, strength, perseverance, commanding, and recluse. It feels like they were absent emotionally, and yet they commanded something. It just feels like a taking energy because they don't know how, they don't know that they deserve to receive too. They don't know how to receive. So they went about trying to receive their love in ways that weren't loving towards you, and I think that in a way that's so much harder for them. Because I feel like we've got through it being you having walked through difficulty in this connection. Or whatever else you're breaking up with. Yeah, I mean connection to anything. And I feel like it's like one of the last letting goes comes from remembering that it's not something that they would consciously choose for you to hurt you. And that I think the reason why, love, returning to love, I feel like the reason why you were so giving for so long was because, or just for so much, no matter what length of time it was, though it feels long to me. No, it's no, I can't sense the time. It's the immense love that you gave. So yeah, no matter how long or I can't get off. It's like there's an energy of like it just wasn't reciprocated. But it's not because they wouldn't have chosen something reciprocal, it's just that they didn't know how to get that, so they went about trying to get that love in, or that safety, which is to say love, in ways that weren't benefiting anyone. Yeah, this feels like letting go of being the one to provide that love for them is what really helps them face that which they have long been running from. And they can choose to do that or not, but I feel like awareness that this isn't making it harder for them, this is showing them the way, this is giving them more light to the parts of them that really need that light. Okay. I just saw golems. Yeah, like I feel like you want to be their protector, but this is bringing a new perspective on what protection really is, and realizing that sometimes allowing people the space to be with their own darkness, be with themselves, that is, I just heard another word, like reap what they sowed, so that they can see what they did sow. Like the repercussion, for them to see the repercussions of their own actions, their own ways, so that they can see their own ways and be brought to the understandings that they're ready to be brought to. Yeah, just coming back to this energy of you moving in the way that is best for you will show them that they were not what was best for you. And through that they can find what was best for you, and thus what was best for them and everyone. I just keep reading wisdom from the kind of dream time. Yeah, that's just making me think of like wisdom from the darkness again. So I heard, so it's okay to let them cry. Let them cry. Not because they deserve to be sad, but because they deserve to be happy. Because they deserve to feel. To process themselves. And a part of that processing for them will be processing the dynamic that you had. Processing the truth that you're coming into and that they will one day face too. Yeah. It feels like a strong emphasis on truth. And that you are always enough. Okay, and with that I will end your reading, pile number 2. This was a fun reading. It went up and down. But not in like an up is good and down is bad. Yeah, the same message again. Just in unexpected ways. It felt like soulful, or it felt invigorating. Not quite invigorating, more like prosperous. It felt resources surround you. Invisibility. Yeah, it's like the opposite of invisible. And this did come out like this. Like not empty, but full. That's what it was. Full. There's something strong about fullness. If you see that word, follow the trail. Or simply follow the trail of fullness. That's what I want to say. Yes, yes, yes. Follow the trail of fullness. And I think that trail will not go anywhere, because I feel like the truth is that you were full all along. And that is what you are realizing from this breakup. I feel weird saying the word breakup. Break and up. Yes, yes. Break and now up. Or bray cup, like a grey cup. Yes, 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 yes. As in what? Grey cup. Grey. Great cup. Yeah, going from a grey cup to a great cup. Okay. That's kind of making me think of cups in another way now. Like from the start of our reading, which is circling us all right back to that feeling of like celebrating your win. And this time it's celebrating with an even more like knowing, even more gentleness, even more compassion. Not quite that word. Even more love. Love is always the go-to word, ain't it? In it, isn't it? Okay, I'll leave you with that. Bye-bye, pile number 2. Okay, let's take the mushroom back. Oh, something about it being bloodstone could be significant too. And the number 2, because I kept thinking about that. That stood out to me. Maybe citrine too. Hey, 2 again. That number. Me legs. And maybe legs. Some of you, okay, 2 a second time. Some of you need to, or may feel drawn to re-watching this video, or not, this pile. But maybe just like the start part. I don't know, I feel like it will bring a new flourishing sense. So it's like you've done that one cycle, time to like take a step out the front door, like put your foot in the new day. I don't know, some of you maybe rewatching this could be helpful. Okay. Gently goes. I just had like a really old-timey saying. There she blows? No, I don't know. Ah, so beautiful. Welcome in, pile number 3. There's something about beauty here. I heard, or I said so beautiful because I felt like this was so beautiful when I placed your crystal in the top corner, the top right corner. There could be a lot of Venusian and Virgonian energy here. This is a character all about healing, and it's healing through shock. Shock waves is what I'm going to say. And that's bringing me to Archangel Gabriel. There's like love being brought, revelations, messages being brought very suddenly and life-changingly. I'm thinking. Okay, something about someone who's been thinking about you, or you been thinking about something or someone, or something in between actually. Okay, I don't know what that could be. Maybe it will come to me. That rhymed. I don't know what it could be, but maybe it will come to me. Maybe this isn't a breakup for you? I had a message before with the beautiful. Oh, it was just that I was hearing a song, So Beautiful, or You're So Beautiful. Ah, it's The Producer by Someone and Tyler Joseph. Or not The Producer, but there's another one by those two same people. You're welcome. Okay. I almost heard it. There's like an energy of almost. Maybe something like you almost made it, or something almost worked, but it didn't. Okay, let's get some animal cards. I feel like your reading will be more straightforward, or there will be no point. There will be no point. I'm being really drawn to her arm being bandaged. Her right arm. Her holding arm. Holding. So I keep getting like it was so close yet so far. Okay, I'm seeing blueberries or blue fruit or blue flower too. It's like this entire spread. I'm seeing like chocolate spread. Oh, that's really nostalgic. Something about nostalgia, something from the past. Really? Okay. Hello, Mr. Grizzly Bear. I said really because this card has popped up in both the other readings. But the response I had to it. Oh no, it's not the response, it's more that it's again, something for you is like, there's something reoccurring. And some of you are like kind of getting fed up with the same cycle. It feels like the cycle of healing. Like maybe the cycle of being on your own. Like partnerships almost being the one, but not quite there. Being there. Orca whale adventure. Dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. I'm being drawn to... Ooh, another bear. Another part in this card for the book, which says about an orca cry. It's like breathing in as deeply as you can, as full into your being as possible, and then letting it all out in like a blast, and letting it all out to release all negativity. You're going through something very, very big. I want to say it's pivotal. And this one might have been the cycle breaker. I'm hesitant to say the last one, but that's what I want to say. Maybe some of you are sensing this. It's like you want to be able to call it what you think it is or what you feel it to be, but you've thought that so many times before. I don't want to say trust your gut. If it really was the last one, how funny would it be, or how annoying would it be if you didn't, or if you lost hope right at the end? And it doesn't matter because it will happen anyway. Your heart will always lead you where you're to be led. Your heart will always show you, but having it open and feeling the joy of the journey along the way will just make it better. This is again, it's like a simple message of you've done it. Things are on the way. You're feeling... Okay. I don't know how this is going to come through, but you're feeling guided, but you're afraid that you're not feeling guided. There's a truth that you know to be true. It's not a knowing though. It's like it is a knowing, but you think it's just like a being disillusioned again. You're afraid of losing. You're afraid of opening your heart and having it broken again. But you're a healer, and you don't heal. Like you don't just heal the minor wounds. You're an expert at like life-altering healing. I heard like a phrase like between death and a gentle, or between da 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 da. And I kind of heard like I will have my way at the end. Okay. We have peacock vibrancy. I feel like I'm picking out jealousy, and this is like the first time I said I feel like I've said in a reading someone's thinking about you. Or like that kind of vibe. I said somewhere in between. So this could also be a situation. We'll get more cards, but this could be something along the situation. Okay, but then we kind of want this one. Blue throat. That's just making me think of throat chakra and like someone speaking about you, or again, it could just be thinking. It's like communication, whether that be internal or external. But I'm kind of feeling a vibe of being led astray. Well, it's not being led astray, but like some sort of disruption. And I feel like maybe that, like there's an external disruption that you might not be seeing, and that is causing like friction. And because of that friction you're picking up on, you're thinking you did something to cause the friction, or the friction is there to show you that you were wrong to open your heart, or you were wrong to feel trusting, or to think this was it, or to something. Okay. My mind is... No? Okay. Interesting. I will share that. My mind was going back to remembering this is, or at least I intend this to be, a reading surrounding breakups. And I felt like the messages that were coming through weren't to do with that. But I kind of got told by my guides, don't think about the theme. So for you, it's like, don't think about the center. Don't think about, like, you've got your eye on something. What you're thinking this reading, or why you click this reading, that's the focus. But we're going to take the focus to something else. Because something else is a factor in this, or it's like, something else is a factor in this that it's like it's causing delays, or it's a bit annoying. For example, this doesn't have to be it, but someone may be acting a certain way, but it's not because that is how they would ordinarily act. It's because of them being like unrightfully told something. It feels very like communication, like someone's saying something, or okay, what is this? I don't usually do these sorts of readings. Okay, let's get who is the disruption, or what is the disruption? I heard it's who. Okay. I heard when that came all out at once, I heard nobody. They don't want to be known, or it's the thing that keeps like circling back around. They don't. It's a who, but they don't want to be known, or maybe it's not a human, it's a... What? I'm getting that maybe it's like a... Okay. Let's look at the benevolence of this. Because now I'm getting... Maybe it's like divine intervention. Like the who is your spirit guides being like, hey, this is not a situation we want you in, there's better. So we're doing this, we're disrupting in order to like, it's like they're causing disruption. They're causing illusion in other people in order to keep you safe from them. Something along those lines. That's what I'm thinking. We'll get confirmation. So let's get the benevolence of the one doing the disrupting. Passion. Okay, that's making me think. No, not benevolence. But also, this is a bit of a confusing, so bear with if you want. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. Okay, that's just making me think it's not benevolent, but it's like the non-benevolence is being divinely led. Like at the core, this is a blessing, but it's not, it wouldn't be appearing as one if you were to see what was going on. Yes, okay. So whatever you're going through, it's like that shock energy of, yeah, root, a lot of red. And I want to say like unconscious behavior. Or like behavior that is not cleanly approached from a state of love. Or a state of, like this could be some, like people being very much under the influence of whatever. And acting out from that. I'm kind of being drawn to the more negative personification of orca whales. Yeah, wisdom was the final card, which was, okay, it came out reversed, and that's making me think it's wisdom again. It's, yeah, guardian. Okay, this is a very clear message. This was not supposed to work out, or it's like what you're getting from this situation, from what you can see, isn't the truth of like how they feel. Because they're acting out of like their disturbances, but that is that it's like love has pushed for them to act out of their like dis-ease because they have something much better for you, out of your protection. Because the wisdom being reversed is like that phrase, wisdom reversed, like wisdom from something that isn't, like you wouldn't expect it to be from that. Reversed. I'm finding how do I phrase this? I'm finding myself really wanting to apologize to you. Like, I'm sorry this is working out the way it is, and I feel like, I was trying to say that about the reading because it feels really bitty, and I'm like, I'm not really providing a concise message or something like that. I wanted to apologize, but I think what that it really is like, take that energy of an apology from like your spirit guides is what it feels like. I don't know how to word this in a way that I align with personally, because I'm not fully on board with the energy of apology, but because it feels like non-acceptance of the truth of love that floods throughout it all. It's like saying that something is in the wrong, but that's the whole point, that this is all in the right. Something that feels like it is in the wrong is all in the right. You're not being shown unlove, unsupport. You're being so supported through this. It's like if you could only see from our perspective what we're doing for you through this. And that's not to say that your emotions that come up surrounding it are invalid. Please feel all that you feel. But also know that we, your guides, love you so much and are guiding you through this because we can see what's on the other side. Because we want what you want for you. We want what you truly want for you. And we're getting you there. I heard like, as fast as we can. They want it. That's why so much love was coming through at the start. That energy of beauty. Oh, your guys are so sweet. Oh my goodness. They love you so much. There's such a like light pink energy coming through. And I feel like some of you have very particular connections with your guides and you'll resonate with lots of different colors or different expressions of how they present themselves. But the energy of love, pure, but it's like a guiding love. It's not just like, we love you. It's a, we love you, so we're going to do this for you. And I just heard someone say, so we're gonna get through this together, or something along those lines. Like your spirit guides feel very much like they're walking with you through this. They feel very like it feels very like they're partners, but maybe a bit like partners in crime. It's like, we'll get our hands dirty because we want the best for you. It's all through love, of course, that no guide that is acting from love is going to genuinely hurt anyone else or cause distortion that isn't also serving them. There's just a lot of energy of all is not as it appears, but one day it shall be. And you know this. I'm getting like a like a right on, like a fist bump or a thumbs up, but it's like, this is her thumb, like this is your spirit guides, and this is like, they're giving you like a massive thumbs up with a bit of like a wink, like, hehehe, we know what we're doing this for, we know what you're being set up for. Okay, do you want to give? Okay, I was gonna see if they wanted to give you like a spark of the future, or what they are, what this is more for, but they didn't want that, but they did want to get you another card. It's like, we want to give them a spark of love, but not about, I kind of felt like what you already sense coming. Oh, they have, whoever's guides are coming through, to start with I was thinking it was like your collective, but it feels more specific than that. There's like specific pink, light pink guides I feel working strongly through this with you. Yes, independent. It's like community, but also independent. Like within your spirit guide community, there are singulars who are more involved in this case, I heard. Case. This feels like a whole project that they're lining up or have lined up. You know, it feels a bit to me like this was something short that left a strong impact on you that has actually been like in the works for to happen for like a very long time, or not necessarily time, but just that like a lot went into planning this. And they're very happy with how it turned out. And they love you so much. And for those of you crying, it's like they're there with you. They're holding you. And for those of you not crying, maybe you resonate with that too. I just saw crying, and there was like, for some of you, it was really, they wanted to acknowledge that. They want to acknowledge what you're going through or what you've been through. They just so want you to know that they're right there and that they see you and that they love you. This feels like the kind of spirit guide that would like just dote on you day in, day out. Like they want to give you like everything. Their love. It's like they want to give you their love. I feel like they're the kind of spirit guide that would just, I don't know why I'm getting this. I don't know if this, to my mind, this doesn't feel like normal spirit guide interactions, but what I'm seeing, I'll say it, is like they would go on to you, they would go on about you to other beings, like on and on about like how amazing you are, and it's such a sweet energy. It's like they're proud to be your spirit guide. They're proud that pleased, they love that they get to help you through this. And I keep getting like they're very excited for what's to come, or like why this happened. They're very excited for how much love this actually instigates within you. Yes, that's it. Some of you may want to rewatch that last sentence. Okay, any runes? Sowilo or Sowelu. And now, is that Fehu or the other guy? I'm gonna call it Fehu. It might not be, but oh yes, it is. It is. Okay. Yes, like vitality and abundance. Full stop? Question mark. Enough said. It's like it just feels like vibrant love. It's like not only spiritual love, but grounded love. Everything being expressed. It's just an energy reiteration, an energetic reiteration, reiterating that, reiterating because I said the same word twice. Yet repeating, it's like not to be repeated, but also to be repeated. This love is coming tenfold. This love is expanding. Your own love, your own capacity for love is what I felt or saw. Is really being, it feels like it's growing. Like I want to say it's being brought to awareness, but it's not that. It's growing. Your ability to hold love and thus feel love, because there feels like such an energy focus on you receiving love. Yes. Is that it? I feel like if the unicorn card comes out, then I don't know. I would think that the unicorn card would come out if it came out. Draco. Another universe. So much conspiring. So much conspiring. I'm really seeing this top part like a book, an open book, dropping into ponds. Like it feels like something. I'm not getting my finger on something. I think I'm not. Hey. Hey, look, the unicorns card came out. What do you want? What do you want to do? Okay, so I heard books, but I felt drawn to the body cards. Invigorating. Something to do with the sun. Yeah, it's like not the actual body cards themselves, but the idea of focus on the body. Body of water, body, like there's a landscape, there's like a certain internal state of love, of expansion, of that capacity that is so different to what you've experienced that it's like you're being fine-tuned in order to be able to experience the type of love you really wanted to this lifetime. It's like a new brand. It's like not once in a lifetime, but like a lifetime, like one lifetime within many lifetimes. It's something very, very attuned to you, attuned to this specific lifetime that you wanted to live. Which is a very, like, more about healing. Unicorns are so healing. Healing. The kind of love you receive is the kind of love you give. But it's like, so you're being fine-tuned to be able to give this love too, but the focus is on you receiving it. At least first. No. That was a very stern no. That felt like a unicorn putting its foot down. No. I don't remember what I said though. That rhymed. Yeah, so I don't know what I said though. Feels back to that book, like Akashic Records feeling, also another universe. It's like something you can't comprehend yet is written in stone, and not even can't comprehend because you've forgotten or don't have the capacity. Again, that word capacity. Don't have the capacity to understand. It's like it's already been written in the pages, but it still hasn't been fulfilled. It still hasn't been created yet. It has been created, but it also has never been created. There's something so new. Red kite. Was this red kite? Yeah. I'm being drawn to black kite. Like the tip of the wisp, or the tip of, it's not the iceberg, the tip of the horn. There's like, it's like you're creating a new form of healing. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Because I'm seeing like the unicorn horn being representing healing energy, representing love. And what you're doing is you're lengthening that horn. You're bringing new layers on top. Extending it. And the unicorn horn will be like this no longer. Yeah, it feels like the word revolutionary is coming to my mind. It's like, look up synonyms for new. I actually wanted to say good then. So good and new. And in between the two. Good and new and in between the two. Oh, I thought that was gonna flow more. Or it's like I could have made it flow, but instead it didn't really. Like I spaced out too much. It needed more of a dip. Yeah, that dip energy of that's what you've just experienced. It's like I heard we needed to take from you in order for this to experience itself fully. In order to realize something new, something higher, you had to unrealize just as much. It's like the opposite of new. You had to embrace that. You had to experience the opposite of what you're about to experience. Something like that. Okay, anything else? And I feel like it's to do with like maybe your own connection to, yeah, it's like, okay, that's what it is. your own connection to healing is so, what is it? Your own connection to divinity, to love, to God, to source, to existence is so personal to you, and you yourself have experienced so much newness, or so, that word is, you may have experienced a lot of frustration, and that is, it's like the key is in the opposite of what you're creating. It's like you wanted to create a new lock, or a new key. You wanted to create a new key for the lock that is love, and in order to do that, you had to first embrace the locked door. In order to know how to open more doors than ever before, than ever seen before, than ever existed before, you had to experience the closing of them, or the walls before they were turned into doors. I feel like I've milked that metaphor a bit too much. Or maybe not enough. Or maybe that's exactly what wanted to come through. Yeah. Everything feels like all in good time, all in good time. Everything according to plan. Eagle. Mastery. Excelling. It's like your power. Okay. There's a lot of frustration in this pile. I feel like you've felt so ready to go for so long, and it's like that drawback. That is the power. There is the power. Feel what you feel there. Feel your soul. Feel the power that you know is to come within this drop point. Within like the lowest of the low. Like it feels like go as deeply down as you can, because that is just as much of the wisdom as the highest of the high. And you can see that like distortion at its most distorted is just as powerful, just as wise as clarity at its clearest. And I want to say it's not a message this time of like everything is just as much love as anything else. It's more like no. Within the very opposite ends of each other. Like we're not talking about all the in-between like meh parts. We're talking about like white and black, not the grey parts in between. Yeah. Finding that remembrance of why, of where you started and why you started there. And who you started as. That felt like a drawing, a becoming. I feel like I can't say this is just the beginning, because it's not the beginning. It's a much more pivotal, exciting phase than the beginning. This is it. This feels like an energy you have like waited lifetimes to experience. And it's not it's not what comes after, it's like this. You feel that power here. Like embrace that dark quality of it. Embrace the feeling. It's like a quenching feeling. You have it. You are it. You know it. Like you can provide it now. Because you taste it. There's a very potent energy here. Yeah, look at that darkness. That is what we're going to leave it on. Bang, 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 bing, bing, bang, bo. Okay. Pile 3, I am kind of obsessed with this final energy. Okay. There could be some, just for some of you, there could be some new asteroids or astrological placements or stuff like charts to do with astrology that you really feel called to. Follow that if that's you. To do with this new energy. Yes. But maybe your draconic chart. Or a chart from far, far beyond our solar system. Because that's what this is, far, far beyond. Again, I want to remind those of you who may have forgotten, look up a synonym for good and new. And find the in-between. It's like the in-between at its darkest, most pivotal point. And hone in on that. Draw that down. Embrace that. Anchor that. But it's like, it's more than an anchor. It's like this energy of, it's not even an, it's so not an anchor that it's not even attached. And yet it holds. It energetically creates. Yeah, it doesn't just hold it, it is the create point. Some of you feel this is the place of birth. Some of you feel this is your eye, your eyes, the eyes. Or maybe even the nose. The foresight, the wisdom, the speck. The part that can't be touched. That point. Hold it. Create it. Be it. Feel it. Know it. For some of you, protect it. Breathe it. Place it. Feel it. For some of you, go after it. Believe it. For very few of you, stop it. Okay, that's where I leave your reading, pile 3. That was so cool. Cool. I feel like anything I do after that reading will have a certain aura to it, which I'm very grateful for. Great. Made me think of a rock. Okay. Grating a rock, you know, like how you grate cheese, but grating a rock. From and into this place. Whoa. Cool. Okay. Bye bye.